Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Charlie LaPastora. What a weekend of football it was, and we've got you covered. Let's get right to it, starting with Mississippi State. You're probably trying to move on after a game for the Bulldogs against another SEC Bulldog team at Georgia. If you didn't know by now, 17-ranked Mississippi State, 11-ranked Georgia. It started out with a flea flicker from Fromm. It was a 59-yard touchdown to put the Bulldogs, Georgia Bulldogs that is, on the board first. They wouldn't look back. Your Bulldogs only get a field goal as Mississippi State loses this one 31-3. Now, on the other hand, the New Orleans Saints had a different outcome. They came out on the other side of that score, a very similar score, in fact. Let's take you to the home of the Carolina Panthers. Players choosing to protest the flag after hearing President Trump's comments Friday evening. We'll have more on that in a bit. But to the game, first quarter, Drew Brees to Michael Thomas. That's a 5-yard touchdown. Second quarter, P.J. Williams picks off a Cam Newton pass. That's an INT for the Saints. It leads to another Saints touchdown as Brees would find Brandon Coleman for an 11-yard TD. It puts the Saints up. Brees threw for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. The D held the Panthers to just 13 points. Saints win 34-13. They get a much-needed first win on the season.
Felt great. Felt great to get a win. Felt great to break the seal. Do I think that there's inequality in this country? Yes, I do. Do I think that there's racism? Yes, I do. I think there's inequality for women in the workplace. I think that there's inequality for people of color, for minorities, for immigrants. But as it pertains to the national anthem, I will always feel that if you are an American, that the national anthem is the opportunity for us all to stand up together, to be unified, and to show respect for our country, to show respect for what it stands for, the birth of our nation. There will always be issues with our country. There will always be things that we're battling. And we should all be striving to make those things better. But if the protest becomes that we're going to sit down or kneel or not show respect to the flag of the United States of America and everything that it symbolizes and everything that it stands for and everything our country has been through to get to this point, I do not agree with that. I feel like that is a unifying thing. The national anthem and standing for the national anthem and looking at the flag with your hand over your heart is a unifying thing that should bring us all together.
Well, you heard your quarterback's stance on this, and it's a huge topic of conversation today as many NFL players choosing to either take that knee or sit after President Trump's remarks. And Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard has the latest.
It's noticeable how many NFL players are not standing for the national anthem. This weekend saw players across the country sitting, kneeling, raising their fists, or simply waiting to come out of the locker room. It's all in response to what President Donald Trump said Friday, that players who protest the national anthem should be fired. His comments originated with Colin Kaepernick's infamous kneeling during the Star-Spangled Banner, which spread to other players. The president may have been trying to deter players from kneeling, but it had the opposite effect in reality, and many fans said that's all right.
If they want to sit on a knee, if they want to stand, that's their belief and that's their right.
Others had a different take.
I think it's shameful, and I would like to see those Colts players leave the country and leave the team.
The president on Sunday doubled down, saying it's about respect and appreciation.
We have a great country. We have great people representing our country, especially our soldiers, our first responders, and they should be treated with respect. And when you get on your knee and you don't respect the American flag or the anthem, that's not being treated with respect.
And across the Atlantic, some members of the Ravens and Jaguars took a knee during the playing of the U.S. national anthem at London's Wembley Stadium. In New York, Kelly Wright, Fox News.
And even as Wright said, even in London, players were taking knees in a different country.
Yeah.